Welcome to the Downtown, brought to you by our Media. I am Daryl Cook Jr., and across the internet from me is...
I am Brody John. On today's show, we talk to Mike Ziemer from So What Festival happening this weekend over at Choctaw Stadium. We talk to him about the diverse range of musicians, how they support local artists, and what venues can do better to promote local musicians.
We also talked to Emily and Abby with Roots Beauty Bar about how they started, what services they provide, and how green became their color of choice. I am excited to find that out.
Emily does have green hair, and there's a lot of green in the beauty bar, so, it was an obvious question.
It's their signature color. What have you been up to? You've been working at the Levitt. I don't know if people know this about you or not.
That's right. Every single weekend, I am over at Levitt Pavilion, Friday, most Saturdays, and every Sunday. I will be there. And so come say hi. I will normally probably be sweaty. But
it's hot out there.
It is hot. We had a nice chill weekend, literally, this past weekend. So that was good. I even had to bring a jacket on Sunday. So, but come out anyway. All the shows are free. I was talking to somebody earlier this week about Levitt Pavilion, and they're like, oh, well, at least you get to see free shows. I'm like, all of them are free. So
everyone gets to see them.
Come on out, and I'll be there. There are always food trucks. There's always great music live. We had a Beatles cover band this past weekend.
Oh, I heard them in the backyard.
Yeah. This coming weekend, we've got Friday looks to be very busy. I don't quite understand. There's like 4 opening acts and guy. But it should be good. And then, we've got some, it looks like Tejana music on Sunday. Going into your Memorial Day weekend, you could stay out late and not have to worry about it because most people are off on Monday. So you could just sleep in like I'm going to.
Yeah. And have a good time, before that, at the Levitt. Beautiful
exactly.
Place.
I mean, Levitt's doing so much great things. I will hopefully be working with them a little closer to put these shows on YouTube. Unfortunately, they are not doing that, but you can, if you don't make it out to Levitt, you can stream them live through their Facebook. And, again, I will be working with them about getting stuff up on their YouTube and doing better things because Levitt is doing absolutely amazing things. It brings you downtown, literally catty corner from inclusion, great ramen, natural food, market. There's great Italian food. There's good boba over there. I mean, plus
and that's just right next to it. You got all the stuff that's surrounding it, like Grease Monkey, Haters, or all this stuff at Urban Union. I mean, you could make a whole night of it, and we regularly do.
Yeah, everything's within walking distance. That's what's so great about downtown Arlington. I'm here with Mike Ziemer from So What Music Festival, which is happening May 27th through 29th over at Choctaw Stadium. How are you today, sir?
I'm good. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. So Third String Entertainment is bringing back the So What Music Festival for the first time since 2017 over to Choctaw Stadium, formerly the ballpark in Arlington. Some people still call it the ballpark. From May 27th to 29th, it'll be 3 days of metal, rock, rap, hip-hop, alternative, pop punk. You guys have 3 stages going on each day. How did this concept of mixing genres come together?
Actually, we have 6 stages.
See, I knew I was going to mess something up. Here it is.
No, it's fine. Our flyers can be kind of deceiving. But, yeah, so I guess, like, for us, our festival started out as an event called South by So What, which was always around South by Southwest, and we kind of had a mix of genres anyway. Like we booked G-Eazy before he was big. We had Riff Raff, we booked Ghostman. Like we've kind of toyed with it a little bit, but one of the things that I noticed in having to take almost 2 years off of being a promoter is how much everybody's genres were kind of like mixing together as they were showing their Spotify Wrapped. And it's like, okay, I'm not the only person that listens to Travis Scott and also New Found Glory. Like there's a lot of people like me, and I've gone to hip hop festivals in California and here, and you see kids crowd surfing and moshing and like the same energy of a rock show. And of course with all the collaborations that happened in 2020 and 2021 with people like Travis Barker and even like Trippie Redd, one of our headliners, did collaborations with like Polyphia and Dance Gavin Dance, and it all seems to be kind of like merging together. And the more that streaming takes over and playlists and all of that, it just seems like genres are kind of obsolete. I mean, we wouldn't put like acoustic folk artists and country acts on this festival, but it's still like everything kind of goes together. I think we just did it in more of an aggressive way than you see on like a Coachella or Lollapalooza, because we do have so much metal, so much pop punk, so much of like what's essentially underground, whether it's a big headliner that's been around for a while or somebody that's brand new. It's more of the underground, not super mainstream radio type music that all kind of just goes together.
Right. I mean, it's true. I mean, I've always been a fan of all genres of music. I mean, I'm not so much of a gospel, and I don't get too much into the country side, but I mean, I just love music in general. And like, to me, it's never been, I'm a white guy, but I'm not supposed to just listen to this, and this. Like, I had this conversation the other day with somebody that if somebody only listens to one kind of music, I kind of don't really trust their judgment, because they're not branching out on anything else. So it's just a weird situation.
100%.
Yeah.
100%. That's even what I've said to some people that are like, do you have your like discouraged metalheads that are just like, wow, do you have rap on the show? And I'm like, if you don't find enough artists on this bill that's worth like $100 to you, then I just don't trust your judgment in music, like, period.
I mean, you're not wrong. I mean, we've seen it, like, with people who have workout playlists. Sometimes they're all over the place. Or, like, my Southern Baptist uncle was talking about he likes listening to Juicy J while he goes down the ski slopes. And I was like, how, of all the people, did you discover even Juicy J? It was weird. But then we're also seeing it with, like, movie soundtracks, TV soundtracks. The music's all over the place, which is a good thing, because not only are you opening people's eyes and ears to new music, but you're blending, music goes so well with different scenes and just like setting the tone for just life in general.
Yeah. And that's like another thing about being in Texas and in the South, is that even people that traditionally like only listen to rock music or metal music or whatever, like they still have that soft spot for like Outkast, for like Waka Flocka, for like Juicy J, 3 6 Mafia, like you were saying. There's a lot of rich history in Texas with that kind of hip hop. So like whether you prefer hip hop or not, you're still influenced by it. Like Big Crit on our lineup is a huge example of that. Like he has a massive following in Texas, and that's something that like those people going to that show probably aren't the same people going to a Trippie Redd show, but it's like that 2 Chainz, Big Crit, Waka Flocka combination is like really powerful to your like, more like old head hip hop style.
Right. Now, you're doing a lot to support local talent as well by booking Bobby Sessions, The Crown, TX, the Yak the Mac, and others. How important is it to put the spotlight on local talent?
It's just something that we've always done. Like my first concert was because I was helping out local bands, and then a couple national acts jumped on, and then it always just like has been a priority of ours to make sure that there is local talent represented. Like it feels so fake and like disingenuous when music festivals come to an area. I mean, granted, we're from Dallas, but like music festivals pop up and you're like, oh, there's literally one Dallas act and it's Post Malone. Like he's not, that's not like local talent, that's your headliner. So it's just always important to us. And like part of it is the fact that, you have people on the ground promoting and putting out the effort. And the other part of it is just like you have to give these people their spotlight as well. Like they work hard. Like some of these artists play like clubs all the time and venues that are like anywhere from, tiny DIY venues to like the Trees venue or like the House of Blues type venues. And they've earned it. Like especially Bobby Sessions, like he's a Grammy winner now. Like
Right.
there shouldn't be a festival that comes to Dallas and has hip hop that doesn't at least like send them an invite, you know?
Right. Yeah. It's like, hey, what's your schedule looking like? Now, I mean, plus Arlington is a music-friendly community. You know, it's certified now, and the Metroplex is so massive, not only with just size and people, but with music as well. Like, it goes all the way back to, even Pantera, Pentatonic, people like that are huge names now that people, and I mean, Pantera at this point they're legends. Unfortunately, both the brothers have passed away, but the imprint they have made not only on Arlington, the Metroplex, but in metal alone, like they've inspired thousands of other bands to just like absolutely, kill it the way they have.
Absolutely. I mean, I was really good friends with Riley from Power Trip, who also passed away like a year ago, and I like one of my first internships was working for Paul Bassman with Damage Plan and Drowning Pool, and so I was around as an 18-year-old. Well, no, I just turned 19 when the shooting happened and Damage Plan no longer was a band and all of that. So like it's crazy to like I was not around for the Pantera era. I lived in California. I was like a kid, but like the impact that just those two brothers had on the scene and like what. Putting Arlington on the map, putting Texas on the map for metal, like this will always be a metal place. Like there's no way around that.
True. And I say it about local mom and pop restaurants. Like your favorite national chain started at one point as a mom and pop place. So your favorite band started playing house parties, backyards, tiny clubs, and now they're playing sometimes stadiums. It's absolutely amazing.
Yeah. I mean, like that's pretty much how I started working with the Crown, the group, because they, right before COVID shut everything down, I went to this warehouse show and they were playing, it was like their first live show and they were just so insane. And I was like, I was like, I want to work with you guys, like whatever that means. And, I was going to book them on shows and then COVID shut everything down. And so, I ended up offering them time in my studio when I ended up building a studio in my backyard and kind of like bonded with them. And now they're on my little record label that I started. And, it's really cool to see them on this lineup. Like obviously I'm the promoter for it, but I also can say that they like earned it. They've been working really hard. They got a great music video, new single, like everything. So it's cool to see like that go from a warehouse to playing a main stage of a festival, and like hopefully there's other people that take notice and they can get other opportunities that are outside of me as well.
Right. I mean, I know I feel like we've done a fair job about kind of showing and spotlighting the different music that is happening in Arlington alone, and then also music venues like Growl is a perfect opportunity, and he's literally on the back of Division Brewing, and there's so many great bands that play there. Dr. Jekyll's out in Pantego does a great job. Mavericks does a great job. Obviously, Arlington Music Hall is, a classic venue, and then Levitt does the free concerts on the weekends. So those places will always be great. But, you have the smaller places like Mavericks, Dr. Jekyll's, and Growl that have absolutely been every weekend have fantastic local talent, and then also they'll bring in national acts as well. So, Arlington is not shy to having great music on a very regular basis.
Yeah, absolutely.
Now, with over a decade of promoting experience, what's the mindset putting together a show and a festival?
I mean, you have to be crazy to still do it after this long. I mean, I started in 2004, so like we're coming up on almost 2 decades.
Jeez.
And it's just like, I don't know, it never like sunk in that it was a career to me, because I went from promoting my friends' bands to finally getting to book national acts to like, just continuing to do it. And like all of a sudden it's like, oh, it's been, 18 years now. And, it's crazy to still like just love music. So like going into festivals and shows, it's like I'm still excited as the music fan that I was in high school to see a lot of these artists. Like the fact that I was able to book 2 Chainz is like the craziest thing in the world. But when you're booking a festival, like you kind of have to step outside of that mindset. Like you have to think like all of the fans, the overall fan, the normal person that goes to one music festival a year, like what's going to attract all of those people versus what do you necessarily love? Because if I put together a festival that was only the artists that I love, I'm not sure how it would do. I mean, it could do amazing, it could do, horrible.
Right.
We've also done that in the past where we got overly excited about a bunch of different artists that just like didn't have the numbers anymore, and it didn't do well. So like you just you kind of have to be cautious and mindful of like what people actually want to see and just what you think is going to work. And like the other aspect of it is that you have to be able to kind of forecast what's going to be popular, what's going to be big. Like we started booking this a year ago, so when we get submitted some of the smaller artists, the artists that aren't headliners, it's like how do we make sure that they're actually going to be, worth X amount of dollars for the festival at that point.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, you never know. You could book them a year ago and then maybe even 2 weeks later, like a song could just absolutely blow up and all of a sudden they're the biggest act in the world and you're like, uh-oh, we may not have them next year. Let's, fingers crossed that we still have them.
Yeah, there's a couple opportunities. There's a couple of situations like that right now. Like Tyga has this song all over the radio with Doja Cat, and then the Maine and Charlotte fans have a song with Taking Back Sunday, or Adam from Taking Back Sunday, that's been all over the radio. It's like finally broke top 20, and like the Maine is obviously like a big name on our festival, and obviously Tyga is too. But the fact that like they're still reaching new audiences with these songs, like very good timing.
Right, exactly. Now, the So What Festival also has a Discord that's been giving away tickets and providing a lot of cool information. How important is it to not only just hit people on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, but also to branch out to Discord and other avenues like that?
I think that Discord is going to quickly become our biggest communication with like our fans and community and everything. Like we just launched it yesterday and we've already gotten like over 300 people. We already were able to get a custom link. Like we hit the max boost on it. Like all these things that I'm still very much learning about. My media guy does all of this stuff and he's the one running the group and everything. And I'm just like, this community is wild. Like people are sitting in here talking about everything that they're going to be doing, like where they're going to meet up before the festival. Like it's wild.
Yeah, I mean, I heard of Discord initially. I think once our friend group got too big to have chain or giant text thread, we tried WhatsApp and it was a little too discombobulated. So then we went over to Discord, and Discord's been fantastic. Plus, we covered quite a bit of the esports, and esports latched onto Discord real early, and it's worked out like gangbusters over there. So, yeah, I think Discord and then also Twitch, that kind of stuff is just absolutely going to be the future of the way people consume a lot of stuff.
Yeah, it's so much to keep up with. You put all this effort and you're like, oh, Twitter's doing these new communities and like we promoted it for a few weeks and then all of a sudden we just like launched this and it's drastically more engaging.
Yeah, it's funny when you see the others, the big, basically it's the big three at this point. You see one of them try to do something that, another app has been doing forever and they're like, oh, this didn't quite work out as well as we thought because it's a copy of the original. And so, of course, it's not going to work out very well.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, who do you see on this lineup that will, be a headliner one day that people, may not know?
Oh, man. One of my favorite artists is Charlotte Fan. She's been blowing up like crazy. We first booked her over a year ago when we confirmed her for our Untitled Night Music Festival. And at that point, she had like maybe, I would say like approaching 100,000 monthly listeners or something like that. And now she's like in the millions. So that's been really cool to see. She's definitely starting to get on like Kiss FM and stuff like that too. Let's see who else. There's so many artists on here. I definitely think Grandson's going to continue to get huge. He does headline tours already, but like not like festival headliners or anything like that. Palais Royale is another one that I think is getting really, really big. And let's see. Yeah, I think Mod Sun's going to keep growing as well. He's been having an insane year. He just got engaged to Avril Lavigne.
Oh, well, let's hope that works out.
So wild. Yeah, he went sober and like started refocusing his music and met her, and his whole life has like changed in the craziest way. It's awesome.
That is awesome. Now, who are you most excited to see on this on the lineup?
I've been watching videos of Snot live for a while, and I'm very excited. I think that's going to be, I think that whole hip-hop big going from Trippie Redd to Snot, 24K Golden, Bankroll Hayden, Lucky Cochise, Lancey Foe, Ken Carson. Ken Carson is like Playboy Cardi's like next up guy, so he's getting a ton of hype. That whole day is super exciting, like on the hip-hop side. I've always wanted to have 303 on a festival, and we never have, so that's one. And then, of course, Rebecca Black playing on Friday is just amazing. She went from like this little girl that made a corny song that like you couldn't get out of your head to this like grown-ass woman who's making amazing pop songs and like really finding her place in like the hyper pop and club scene and stuff like that. So I think it's going to be a really cool set. And then I know that Black Bear is going to be doing some really cool stuff on the production side. So really excited for that one. We actually booked him years ago when he was going by his actual name, Matt Musto, to play our acoustic stage. And now he's a headliner. So that's one of those situations where like, even when you ask me like who I think is going to be on that level, like it's so hard to say because he was playing like 1 o'clock on an acoustic stage and I was like, oh, this guy's pretty good. And now he's headlining our festival.
It's so funny that like, you know, watching the progression of musicians over the years is just so rewarding because you see them just like absolutely killing it for years and years and years. And then, you know, sometimes it's even the smallest thing and it's just a giant brush fire and they're absolutely everywhere. And you're like, I've been hearing about these people forever. Like, why are you guys just now getting on this?
Yeah, I mean, like, Lorna Shore is one of the metal bands that's like that, and Plotting You, like, they've been around forever, and now they're like, not headliners, but, I mean, they're doing probably, like, 1,000 tickets each on headline shows, which is wild. Especially, like, I think that people just, like, came out of, COVID and like lockdowns and not having shows with like a new appreciation for a lot of artists that put in the work during that time. It's kind of not, it's kind of a bummer for artists that didn't feel like doing anything or weren't motivated or didn't really do anything like during that time period because I feel like they kind of are getting forgotten with so much music that's out there. But, there's definitely like this appreciation for all of the content that was being created during that time period that's reflecting in live shows and just seeing like a lot of artists that you might put in like 400, 500 cap room like selling out immediately. And it's been cool as a promoter to see that because like you never know, like something like COVID could have easily like made people not really want to like go back out or you know, go to crowded events. And I think people are still adjusting to it in general, but we've had more sold out shows recently than we've ever had. So looking forward to all of that coming together on this festival.
Yeah, I was at WrestleMania last weekend, and you know there was still the mix of people wearing masks, not wearing masks. I mean, it's just you know, I like that people aren't completely comfortable going out without masks, but they still will go out and they'll wear a mask, which is totally fine. Like I think we're going to kind of start seeing that as, you know, I mean, I hate the term now, new normal, but that is, you know, we're going to start just seeing people wear masks and people not wear masks. So, I mean, if you don't feel comfortable going out, that's one thing. But if you feel comfortable going out and still wearing a mask, that's even better because you're still able to enjoy life and enjoy the things that you, they were kind of taken away from us for a couple of years and now they're back almost in full force. enjoy life. And, as we've realized, life is very precious and we need to enjoy every moment that we actually have in it. So go out there and enjoy these, live, concerts, and obviously with your own comfort.
Yeah, it's so like weird and difficult being a promoter in Texas, especially because here it's like COVID lasted 2 weeks. You know what I mean? Like everything shut down for 2 weeks, and then people like were about to riot at bars for Portland. Like it was the dumbest thing. Nobody wanted to really do their part, and so it's like, okay, well we're back to normal while like other cities are still locked down. And so for us to even think about like having any kind of COVID protocols is like laughable to people who are in the local area. But then when you're traveling from like Chile or Germany or somewhere like that, you probably want to be more mindful of that kind of stuff. So, I mean, we're not requiring face masks, we're not requiring vaccine or negative tests or things like that, but we are like downsizing or we're downsizing our capacity with a larger footprint, if that makes sense. So like there's room for a lot more people than we're going to sell tickets for, and there's going to be, complimentary hand sanitizer, there's going to be wipes, there's going to be like as many comfort stations as possible, there's going to be, just like lots of different ways for people to enjoy it in their own comfort. Like if you don't want to be in the crowd, there's going to be plenty of spots that you can sit down, move away from. There's VIP options, just kind of doing the best that we can to be mindful of that without like kind of infringing on like forcing something on people that a lot of Texas is generally not going to be supportive of in the first place.
Right. Yeah, I mean, plus Choctaw Stadium is a massive venue, so it's not like there's, you're short on any bit of, room to have a stage. So, yeah, you guys are going to be totally fine.
With the stadium, we have the front lawn, we're shutting down a road, so like there's lots of, space there for people to do whatever they want to do.
Very true. Now, as we mentioned, Arlington and the DFW area has done a lot to keep the music alive and active. What are some of your favorite music venues, and what do you think venues can do to put even more of a spotlight on music?
I would say one of my favorite venues has always been Trees. I love Trees. Yeah. And then I really like Gillies. They've been very good to us. We used the Loft. Yeah. We used some of their smaller rooms. We used the music hall, and we did our festival in the ballroom. They're very supportive. They are very fair. It's kind of a shame. Like I was a partner in the door for the last year that it was around, and obviously that's bulldozed now. I feel like clubs like Club Dada, Relinks, and some of these other ones are really being targeted pretty heavily by the fire marshal, and just kind of like pressures on them from the city to cut down on events. Basically, they're trying to like stop traffic from coming to Deep Ellum because they can't control people, and it's really stupid because all the stuff that happens, like the shootings and the violence, and it's either like one person and another person are in an altercation that spills out into the street, or it's randomly like, not randomly, it's like targeted events that are happening in the street or something like that. So like targeting music venues that are hosting fun and safe shows that end normally around 10 or 11 is not really the solution to your 1 a.m. shootings that are happening. But it's been really hard to do shows in Deep Ellum lately because they just keep enforcing these crazy capacities that like don't actually exist. Like they're not counting patio space anymore. They're not counting, certain exits. They're just kind of finding every workaround as possible to make it difficult, which sucks. But I think the only solution is going to be that shows are going to have to move outside of Deep Ellum if people, want to keep putting on shows and hosting them, with the exception of like Trees and a few of these larger venues that they're not going to mess with those capacities because they were built more recently or remodeled more recently to have, every proper thing that's necessary. And for a long time, the city would just look the other way at these other spots because they wanted, Deep Ellum to be this creative hub, but now they're just cracking down in a way that's like, I think they were trying to say Dada could have like a 79 person capacity or something, which is like,
what?
Not realistic at all.
Yeah.
It's difficult, but then you have places like Cheap Steaks that are popping up with a cool outdoor patio and just a cool vibe out there. But yeah, I mean, I would just say, like, if you own a venue and you're trying to support music, like, it's hard to, like, you want to say, like, do everything you can, like, get this fixed, get that fixed, install this that's required or whatever, but it's, like, not as simple as doing that when you're already kind of struggling and you just went almost 2 years without consistent business. So it's a shame. I feel like the city of Dallas just wants to push people, out. They can't control crowds and things like that. And I mean, that's also a big reason that we moved our festival to Arlington when we were looking at new locations, is because they were so supportive and friendly, and like they love having events. They want people to come there. They have great safety plans. They know exactly how to control traffic and larger groups of people. And it's been great working with them, and they've been supportive of us aside from even just with the festival. Like they gave us great seats to WrestleMania. They've been they've been hooking up the tickets to, like, we went to the Green Bay tour and baseball games and stuff like that. So they've been really cool to us, and pretty much everything that any kind of issue we had has been easily solved. So yeah.
I like that Dallas could be taking notes from Arlington on how to actually run music festivals and have actual music in the city. That is fantastic.
Yeah, it's kind of strange. I mean, you'd think it would be vice versa, but I mean,
Right.
the city, we were doing a festival called Untitled Night in like 2011 or 2012 at Fair Park, and we had Steve Aoki booked, and it was like our first time really crossing over genres. We had like metal and EDM, and it was selling really well. We were getting a lot of publicity for the combination, and then somebody died at a Steve Aoki show in Brazil. Like Brazil, not even like in America. And the city was like, well, this looks like a problem of this and that, so we're gonna have to add this much extra security, and like it made it so that even on a sold out event we couldn't make money, and so we had to cancel Steve Aoki and like all the EDM aspect of it, and it was so difficult. So like that's kind of the power that you have when you work with a city that controls the venue, controls all the relationships regarding the venue, versus like Arlington is every place is independently owned with the city's support, versus like the city having monopoly on all the space and kind of like caring more about things that are probably not relevant to a certain festival. But yeah, I mean that was kind of when we started looking for other places as well. That's why our festival was in Grand Prairie at Quick Trip Ballpark instead of, in Dallas as well. But the city of Arlington, I mean, they've been great so far. We'll see how everything goes with the event. It's still our first time doing an event there, but we're very optimistic it's going to go well.
Yeah, I'm hoping that I mean, I almost guarantee it's going to go well, especially here in Arlington. We've done so much good stuff. I mean, obviously you were just at the WrestleMania. We've had so many concerts over at the new ballpark, AT&T Stadium. We've had, Post Malone does his Posty Fest. I mean, he didn't do it last year, but he's done it every other year at AT&T Stadium. So it's, and we had, I forget the name of that. Kaboo. We had the Kaboo Festival here, which was massive, and it was a big cross of different kind of music as well, along with art and comedy, which, that did fantastic. So I don't see how we're going to have any issues here.
Yeah, it's Posty Fest was really cool. I like the way that they did that. Kaboo was very weird.
Yeah.
I think one of the things that festivals can do to really lose ticket sales is confuse the fans, and I think there was so much confusing things about that festival, with like having access to this but not this, and just it was like such a cool concept, and I wish that they had given it another shot. But it was cool for me because we got free like top tier VIP tickets to help promote, and I got to take my mom on Mother's Day to see Sting, and that's like one of her favorite artists. So
that's awesome.
I enjoyed going. It was a good experience as a fan. But yeah, I wish they would do that again.
Yeah, I mean, I think the only comedy person I saw that weekend was Bob Saget, and I'm so glad I did, because obviously I wouldn't be able to do that anymore. And he was just could not have been funnier, because you have this, you're a fan of somebody but you haven't seen them live before, and then you like have all this stuff in your head, like, okay, maybe they'll do this, and this. and then they go do something completely different and just blow your mind, and that's exactly what he did.
That would have been cool to see. I really wish I had gone to the comedy stuff that was there, but I just went to the live music part.
Yeah, a lot of the timings were also really weird. So there wasn't, you would have had to leave somebody's, set early to go see somebody else's set. It was just, like I said, it was just weird, but especially with the timing, and there was like 2 stages outside, comedy tent, and then also, the inside AT&T part, which was just massive. So I don't know, but you never know. Maybe they'll come back. We don't. Who knows what the future is going to hold?
Yeah.
So we have a segment on the show called Tournament of Toppings. We're trying to find the best pizza place. Now, you don't live in Arlington, but what's your favorite pizza place out in Dallas?
I was about to say I like Mellow Mushroom because
No mushrooms.
We don't have that in Dallas, so we go to Arlington for it. I don't know, like it's hard. Like Zini's was my favorite. It was just a classic. It was right next to trees. You'd always go afterwards. Like bands would go there and get pizza, so you'd always be hanging out with bands, and that's gone. They've closed all their locations, so I'm not really sure. I don't really eat a lot of pizza, but if I had to say something, let's see, what do we always order? I would say, there's 2 different ones. Like Kanye Rosso is like your kind of like upscale, like nice if you want to sit down, and then there's a lot, which is just like really tasty, and they have that Sriracha Ranch or whatever that's just really good. That's probably my favorite because I'm more of just like a buy the slice and douse it in ranch, and I know Kanye Rosso is like anti-ranch, like they laugh at you when you want ranch. I don't know. I guess that's what I eat when I eat pizza. It's a lot.
If I'm ever in Deep Ellum, I love going over to Serious Pizza because, you get 1 slice, it's basically 2.5 slices because they're so massive.
Yeah, Serious Pizza is one of the places that I feel has fallen victim to the Uber Eats world. Like during the weekend, you want to go to Serious Pizza and order something, or you want to go to Fuzzy's or like a couple other places down here. Even if there's no one in line and no one in the restaurant, it's like an hour wait because they have so many things backed up for to-go orders and pickup and delivery and stuff like that. So Oni is really smart. On the weekends, a lot of the time they'll turn off delivery so that they can just focus on their in-house people that are showing up. But with Serious Pizza, I have not even tried it since it reopened, because every time I've gone, I've tried to order like a pizza for my team or whatever. They're like, it's going to be like 45 minutes to an hour wait. And I'm like, we are too hungry for that. You walk into a place like Serious and you smell the pizza, you're like not going to wait 45 minutes to an hour to eat. You're going to just be sitting there like hangry. But I did used to go there all the time at the original location. And it was the first place that I started enjoying veggie pizza. I never was into that before. I was always trying to get meat lovers basically. And then I started branching out.
No, you're right. Plus their beer selection is pretty good too. So it's funny just to watch, because when you're in the line, it's just funny to watch people twirl this gigantic pizza dough above their head and catch it. And I'm like, how? This is cartoonish. How do you do this?
I have the hairiest arms, so every time I see that, I'm just thinking about when it lands on their arm, I'm like, oh no.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to either shave my arms or wear long sleeves because I'm gonna get fired for putting hair in some of these pizzas. So if people want to find out more about the concert online and then also buy tickets, where can they do so?
Go to sowhatmusicfestival.com or sowhatmusicfest on Instagram and Twitter, and you can find out our Discord on there as well. We're on all of the socials, probably most active on Twitter and Discord. And then all the most up-to-date information on artists and different details about the festival, including ticket links and VIP, is all at the sowhatmusicfestival.com website.
Yeah, I'm on the website right now, and then I love the color coordinating that you guys have done with the pop punk, rock metal, and then rap hip hop. It's very easy to navigate. It's basically kind of a choose your own adventure at this point. And there's so much to see that, hopefully everyone can see all the bands they want, plan it ahead of time and then have as much fun as possible.
Yep.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So, Mike, thank you so much, and I look forward to the So What Music Festival happening May 27th through the 29th.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, we are here with Emily and Abby from Roots Beauty Bar. How are y'all this morning?
Great.
Great. This is a beautiful setup you guys have had. How did all this come together? And how did Roots Beauty Bar start?
Okay, you start.
Okay.
You start from
well,
the beginning.
From the very beginning of
from all
conception.
time. Yeah.
Oh
Conception.
my god. Well,
Conceptions to delivery. How
it
did
all started at Sam Houston High School when I went to
cool.
cosmetology school there. But I really went to Arlington High, but they offered it through AISD, and so it was at Sam Houston. And Abby and I knew each other in high school, but Abidab was not doing hair yet.
No.
I just knew that my parents were like, you have to go to college or do something cool. And they were like, who wants to go to work at 11? And I was like, me. So I got into cosmetology school, did that for 2 years. And then when all my friends went to college, I went and worked at a hair salon. Did that for like 2 years. And then I got Crohn's disease. I got really sick. So I needed to just like work for myself, basically. So my parents actually owned Ace Volleyball.
Oh, wow.
And they were building a new gym at the time. So they were like, well, let's put a hair salon in there for you because it would be really cool because you can get a lot of clientele there and you can make your own hours. So I was like, great, let's do it. So I worked there for probably about 8 years. And then Abby actually was one of my clients. And she came in and was kind of scared to tell me that she wanted to go to hair school. Because she thought I was going to be mad at her.
Yeah, I was like, Emily, like, don't think I'm a psycho, but I think I want to do what you do.
Yes, and I was like so jazzed about it because I had been getting too many clients and having to tell people I could not take them. So, and I had nowhere else to refer them to. So I was like, oh my God, please go to school. I remember like calling Abby even when she wasn't done yet, being like, oh, are you like almost done? Like, is it time? Like, can you just like come up here and do some stuff? Because I just need you.
Like
so.
legally I cannot,
yes.
but I can like hand you foils.
Right, and I was like, get it over here, girl. So that's kind of how our relationship was born. And then we just worked really well together. It's almost like we're the same person sometimes. But we're not the same person.
Not,
it's like
we are.
It's very crazy.
Yin-yang.
Yes, we're very
we just
yin
work
and yang.
together really well.
Really well. So then of course COVID hit. And volleyball was obviously shut down, and so was hair. But my parents had been doing it for close to 20 years, and we're just like, you know what, we're going to take this as our sign to like go ahead and retire.
Oh, wow.
You guys need to go find somewhere to be. So
and like this is in like lockdown.
Lockdown,
We
yes.
haven't worked in 8 weeks. I'm like, you know, trying to be a stay-at-home mom again. I'm just like, what do we do?
Yeah.
And then we were like, we have to find something. Like, we won't be on lockdown forever and ever. So
yes.
And what happened?
We got really lucky because my husband, he just knows everybody on earth and loves to be social. So he actually was looking at another building for us to possibly just go into and rent for the time being. And the guy was like, that is so weird that you're calling me about a hair salon. He's like, we got someone who called us like today to put one on the market. And it was this place right here.
Oh, wow.
So he's like, do you guys want to come look at it? And we're like, yeah. So we mosey on up here with our mask and our gloves on, and we're just looking around. And I was like, I got to call Abby because this is it.
This is good.
Yes.
And
so
she calls me, though. And also, like, keep in mind, I'm pretty fresh out of school. Like,
Yeah.
I'd been doing hair at this point for, like...
A year?
A year.
Wow.
So, but, like, I'm pretty confident. So I was, like, not afraid, but I was, like, I wasn't expecting to, like, be a building owner, business owner that fast. I mean, it's like every stylist dream, but...
Of course.
And Emily just calls me. She's like, so we found a really awesome building. Do you want to buy it? And I'm like, let me talk to my husband. I don't know. I mean, in my brain, I'm like, yes.
Right,
but it's just like
It's
a
scary.
really big leap. So, we like brought the fam up and we toured. I mean, we were like, I mean, this is it.
Yeah.
I mean, we saw like what it could be.
Yes.
And it was already a salon. So like, that's just a bonus because all the plumbing's, ready to go. Then what happened? What did we do after that?
We just bought it.
did it.
We're like, we're doing it. We're like, can we please have this building because we need it?
Yeah.
And then Roots was born.
Yep.
Yeah.
So where did the name Roots come from?
Actually, it's funny. The parking lot. We were just standing
in the parking lot, and I was like, "What about?" She's like, pretending to paint on her roots. She's like, "What about like roots?" And she's like, "We love plants, so like roots, you know."
Okay.
Yes.
And I'm like, "I love it." And then I'm like, "But just roots is like I mean, can mean so many things
Right.
to a normal person."
I thought it was a band at first. I was
Yeah.
like, oh, cool.
Right.
They're here.
Yes.
Almost every guy's like the band.
Yeah.
Like, no,
With the hair.
like we do.
Well, I figured the hair
Like,
because it was a hair place. And I was like, oh, this
and
is-
then I was
yeah.
like, we already knew we wanted to have more than hair here.
Right.
So, because there's already the 3 suites. So we were like, well, it's going to be like kind of a one-stop shop. It's like a beauty bar.
Right.
So she came up with Roots. I was like, what about beauty bar? Because that kind of just
Makes
matches everything together.
Right.
And we were like, it just,
Stuff.
we loved it. We were
Yeah.
like, that's it.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's a name and a baby.
Yeah,
Like, that's it. That's the one.
Yeah, and a lot of the stuff came from my house because
Yeah.
in my brain, I had even manifested it years before. I was
Yeah.
like, if I ever own a salon, I'm like, this is what it's looking like.
Yep.
So this couch
That's
came
her
from
couch.
there. All the
my
plants.
rug.
Yeah.
That's her plant.
Yeah, a lot of the plants came from there, but we just
Really just-
I don't know, it just all went very easily.
Right.
Felt very shepherded here.
Yeah, and then filling the salon, I mean, unfortunately, like we found 3 awesome stylists like pretty quick.
Yes.
We opened in July 2020, and by October we found like 3 solid girls for the floor.
Wow.
Because of
Because
COVID.
of
Again,
COVID.
I mean, it was terrible what COVID did, but for Abby and I, it was kind of fantastic.
Yeah.
I mean, unfortunately, Shelton's down the street closed, and that's like,
Yeah.
I mean, walking distance from here, and that's how we got really lucky to get 2 of our stylists, just out of pure luck of timing, you know? So it just seems very weird how it all just came together
Right.
so easily.
There was a lot of good things that did come out of COVID. Obviously, people don't
absolutely.
want to focus on those. They want
Yes.
to talk about the bad things. But like this, obviously, good things did come out.
Yeah.
So,
It wouldn't have happened.
No, it wouldn't have happened any other way. I don't know that I ever would have
Unfortunately.
like leaped away from, you know, renting from my parents' place,
Right.
you know. So it did really help Abby and I out a ton.
so green seems to be the color of Roots. Why green? I mean, you got green in your hair.
I don't know.
Right.
Yeah, I just
It's Earth's color. It's
Okay.
there's
Earth's
Yeah.
color. Yes, yeah, it matches the
Goes with
plants.
everything.
I don't
Yeah.
know. Yeah,
Yeah.
I've always liked green. Well, at least I've really liked it for the last 6 years.
Yeah.
Because that's what color my hair's been for that long. So,
okay.
yeah, I just like it.
Nice.
This is a good neutral.
So, what are all services do y'all provide here?
We've got hair, we've got lashes, we've got waxing, and right now we're in a
transition.
we're in a transition
Okay.
with
we
our back
had,
room.
we had a spray tanner, but you know, things come and go.
True.
Yeah.
So we're trying to find. We still have an open room right now, but we're gonna fill it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we'd love to get a
Anyone's
microblader.
looking.
Yeah, I was gonna say if
exactly,
anybody's looking.
microbladers, estheticians, nail techs.
Yeah.
Yeah, nail tech would be
No more hair
ideal.
people though. We're like we can't
We
fit any
can't.
more hair babies in here, so that's
Yeah,
off
we
the
only-
table.
We only
But
have 2 wash bowls, so it would just.
Oh yeah,
be
that's
chaotic.
too many people.
Yeah.
yes, yeah, gets wild enough with 5 of us. So
Yeah, it gets wild in here.
Oh, I imagine. Yeah.
that's when we say it's Friday. Every time it gets wild, we're like, it's Friday, even when it's not.
Yeah. Even when it's Monday.
Yep.
So, what are y'all's hours? What days you guys open, not open? Because I know a lot of salons maybe will take Sunday, Monday off, or
Whatever we want.
Oh, okay.
Which is
Yeah.
cool. So everyone is their own independent person. So
Right.
Heather, our waxer, she's her own business owner. So people are just renting the space from us.
Right.
So we're like, if you like have to come in at 5
5
p.m.
yeah.
on a Sunday night, like you do it.
Yeah.
So we don't have set hours.
Nice.
So it's really just whoever. Like I'm a Monday through Friday.
Same.
So is Emily. Other stylists are Tuesday through Saturday, but also it's like they may not be here on a Thursday.
Right.
You know,
Yeah.
it's just
You're really picking your own hours.
yeah, that is cool though. Yeah. Now you guys also have your own merchandise.
Yes.
How important do you think that is to let other people know about this place, other than your hair looks great or your eyelashes look great? Or
It's kind of funny because we don't do a ton of like outside marketing.
Right.
It almost feels like a little bit of like a club, you know?
Yeah.
It's like if you don't know someone that already
like a speakeasy type.
Yeah,
Or
sort
a fight
of.
club.
Yes, yeah.
We're
So
all busy, so it's not like we're like, wear these shirts to
Yes.
like get people to come in, because we're like, no, please don't come to our door, because we're by appointment only.
yeah. I mean,
come in.
You can come,
Right.
but
Like,
we can't get you in today.
get you
Like,
in
we'll
right
have
now.
to give you a card.
So it's fun. I mean, we sell shirts because, you know, most of our clientele, they love it here. It's like a hangout, and so, you know, people love to buy the shirts and stuff, but it's not like essential to like us keeping our doors open.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. You're not putting Instagram advertisements out there or anything.
Not really.
Not anymore.
Yeah, not
No.
anymore. Yeah.
Like, we're like, we're good.
Yes, yeah.
That's a good place to
Which
be.
is
as a business.
wonderful.
Yeah.
It is.
Not
It's
complaining.
fantastic. Yeah, we're not sad about it. We always say it's the best, worst problem ever. Great for us,
Right.
sad for everyone else.
Exactly.
Yes.
Yep.
But again, as long as it's good for you, is all it works.
Yes.
So, what can people expect from the future of Roots Beauty Bar?
Ooh, a good time to keep coming. I don't know.
I don't know. I mean, we've kind of talked about like maybe one day, maybe expanding.
Yeah.
But you know, that's like a whole
Of course.
like construction scene.
Yes. I almost think we've already like exceeded our own expectations
Right.
of what we thought was going to happen in the first place. So it's like we're just kind of riding the wave right now. You know,
Yeah.
we don't have any plans to do anything yet, but it's not off the table.
Yeah.
But
Right.
we're just all very happy with what we have going on already. And
We'll probably cross that bridge when it's more like the building's like completely paid off. You know, it's like
Yes.
once you like get to like that. Okay, well we finished that project. Like,
Of course.
let's
what
move
else
on
can
if
we
we
do?
feel like
But
it.
right now
Yeah.
we're kind of like, you know, we're still creeping into like we just like got through a pandemic.
Yes.
We're like kind of back to normal.
Right.
So we're just riding that right now.
Yeah.
And it's really nice.
And I
Yeah.
think we've also been crazy fortunate to have a really cool staff. I mean, a lot of salons you hear, you know, it's a
The
lot
drama.
of cattiness
Yeah.
and drama
A lot of
and
chaos and-
crazy. Yeah,
Never
and
that
we just
here. No.
never have that problem ever. So
We
we're
love
kind of
everybody.
Yeah.
we really enjoy
That's
just
awesome.
loving the staff that we have and being thankful for what we have and just kind of going with what we've already got going right now.
That's good.
Yeah.
Yeah, because that kind of does happen with most salons
Absolutely.
or nail
There's
places.
usually a lot
yeah.
of turnover,
Uh-huh.
and we haven't. I mean, we check in with our girls. We're like, "You love us still, right?
Yes,
Are you
yes.
happy? Because like we love you so much."
Yeah.
And they're always like, "Yeah, like it's great." There's like no complaints.
Yeah.
And, if there were any, I don't think they'd feel like shy to say
Right.
it.
Uh-huh.
But we're here all the time. You know, like I think some salon owners aren't
True.
Yeah.
working. You know, some salon owners like check in every now and then.
Right.
But like
They don't actually
we fill
work
up
there.
2 of
Yeah.
the chairs.
Yeah.
So it's like we're part of the gang, you know, so it's super fun.
Yeah.
But yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah, it's fun.
Now, we have a segment on the show called Tournament of Toppings. We're trying to find the best pizza place in Arlington.
Oh.
Do y'all have a favorite pizza place?
I mean, I'd say CC's, but
Oh my
I'm just kidding. It's
No,
not
it's-
CC's, you guys.
Hey, you know
But
what?
I do eat CC's a lot.
They have mac and
My
cheese
son
pizza.
loves
There's
it.
nothing
My
wrong
son
with it.
loves it.
Yeah.
I like made fun of her
All the time.
I'm like Emily Cece.
I mean, you get a lot of food.
Oh, I know.
You get
I'm
a lot
for
of
the
food
really
there.
cheap.
I'm
Yeah.
also
Yes.
Which I
not,
understand.
I'm not a native Texan too.
Oh, okay. Where are you
so I'm from Maine.
Okay.
Forever ago, but
So lobster pizza.
So I don't know. I felt like all I had up there was Pat's. But no, I mean, I loved pizza growing up.
Yeah,
like
same.
in high school,
Yeah.
it was right
Right.
across
Yeah,
the
of
street.
course.
But I do love God, I always butcher it. I'm like Cane Rosso.
Oh, Cane Rosso,
Yeah, because I had one in
Yes.
Fort Worth when I lived there, but
Right.
that's been my jam lately.
We like that place a lot, too.
Yeah.
I'll go to Cece's with
You
you.
have to go to CC's, you
I'll
guys.
go.
Shout
I've been
out to the
hating
one
for
off
too
Little
long.
Road too, because I tell you,
yeah.
they keep it popping in there. So if you guys need a good place to
Sorry,
watch
CC's.
yeah, you better watch your mouth about my CC's. My son loves CC's.
Yeah.
That's like his number one all the time. We're like, where do you want to go? He's like, CC's? I'm like, yes, let's go.
Yep.
I mean, they have arcades. They got all kinds
They
of
have
fun stuff. So, yeah.
arcades,
Yeah.
yes.
I'll give it a
Alfredo
shot.
pizza.
Yeah.
Don't gag it.
Gag.
Alfredo pizza is actually really good.
It's so
Yeah.
good. Yeah.
I had it because Domino's you can kind of make your own now, and it's like you can do the Alfredo sauce, and then actually on anchovies on top with that is not bad.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Our friend Compton
Caesar
put
salad.
that together, and it was fantastic.
Yum.
Yeah,
Okay, Domino's.
yeah.
Right?
Their crust is a lot better now too.
Yeah.
So Domino's crust is
Okay.
definitely where it's at. So if people want to find out more about Roots Beauty Bar and book an appointment, find you guys online, how can they do so?
I'm like, again.
We're like, no, yeah.
No one
No,
else.
yeah, you can call our number. That's on Google. It's hard. I think right now we're kind of like follow our Instagram if you want to like check us out and see who
you
is
like.
taking clients right now.
Right.
Because right now it's like, I think we have 2 stylists that are like still taking clients. Our lash tech's taking clients. Heather's like kind of
Yeah, our waxer sometimes
not.
closes her books.
So really Instagram is like probably your fastest and best option for like booking an appointment.
Okay.
Our phone, again, you know, we're working all the time, so it's like,
We're like, we're
can't
really
get-
sorry we don't get right back to you
we're like,
guys.
oh my
Yeah.
god, we have 4 voicemails right now.
Yes,
You know?
yeah.
But you know, again, it's kind of like a word of mouth situation.
Okay.
And I think everybody's really like naturally figured that out
Right.
Yeah.
over the last
Yeah.
2 years. It's like, oh, okay, like
Yes.
some people still just like
Pop
they're like,
by.
we
Oh, of course.
drive by every day, and they just like want to come in and like figure out, you know, oh, how does this work? Because I think, you know, in the olden days it was very walk-in centric.
Yeah,
You know,
there's still a lot of salons that do that.
so there are people who walk in and they're like, I can't just like get a haircut, and we're like, no.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're like, we're really sorry.
I'm like,
Here's a
we're like
card,
covered in
though.
bleach right now. Like,
Yes.
I don't think so. But yeah, Instagram definitely is
Yeah.
roots_beauty bar. So,
Yes.
and you know, it automatically goes to Facebook. But
Right.
you know,
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't
I mean, I will answer it back if
She
someone
will.
hits
She's
us
on-
up on there. I'm really good at
She's
getting back to
good.
the messages.
she's good.
Yeah.
she's good.
Yes.
Well, great. Thank y'all so much. And this place is fantastic. It's got a great
you.
vibe.
Thank you.
So continued with great success.
Awesome.
Thank
Thank
you
you
so
so
much.
much.
All right. Thank you so much to Mike, Emily, and Abby. Appreciate you taking the time out to talk to us about what you're doing in the city of Arlington. Very exciting music festival happening this weekend. Definitely check out Roots Beauty Bar. We have some friends actually playing at the festival. Our friends further north are playing at the show, so that'll be fun.
They're even going to have live pro wrestling, so that'll be good. And you know, it's great to know that why green. It's because of money. Is because that's their color of choice over at Roots Beauty Bar. But as you've heard, they, you know, they'll take people as they take them, but, you know, they're pretty booked up, so they may not need new people. But, hey, keep checking them out anyway. Support local salons and everything because, you know, support local, and then we'll tell you what to do more in a minute.
Yeah, actually, every first Sunday at 6 p.m., you can go to Dr. Jekyll's as they host the Arlington Open Mic.
And then go back there because every Monday night is trivia night over at Dr. Jekyll's, and that starts at 7 p.m.
Every Tuesday night from 8 to midnight, Blitz Lounge has their karaoke night.
And then every second Tuesday over at Create Arlington is their open mic / poetry night.
Every Wednesday at Jambo's Barbecue, you can catch UTA Jazz from 5:30 to 7:30.
And then later that night, head on over to Division Brewing. They're doing their trivia night, and that is every Wednesday from 7 to 9 p.m.
And One Love Lounge is hosting their Artist Love Night, which is their open mic night every Thursday at 8 p.m.
And as you heard earlier, do not miss this weekend over at Choctaw Stadium, So What Music Festival. So many different musicians, as you've heard in the interview. Go check it out. Go check out their website to buy tickets, figure out who's playing where, and how you can pick out your day.
Yeah, but while you're doing all that,
make sure to go out and eat local, drink local, and
go rediscover your city.
Tag us and send those pictures over to us on Facebook, Arlington Citizen Media, Twitter, ATX Citizen Media. Tag us on Instagram, Arlington Citizen Media, and send those pictures the old-fashioned way. Email arlingtoncitizenmedia@gmail.com. Also go to our website, www.arlingtoncitizenmedia.com. Don't forget to subscribe and give those 5-star reviews of the downtown at Apple Music, Spotify, Google Podcasts, and also hit us on SoundCloud, iHeartRadio, and YouTube.